On what we mean by the word salvation. Too often, I'm afraid, in Christian vocabulary, salvation means, are you going to heaven when you die? It seems to me the biblical understanding of that word salvation really has more to do with wholeness. It has to do with the kinds of changes and perhaps growth that happen in a person along the way. Some in our traditions call it born-again experiences or conversion experiences. So first I was, and then I wasn't, and now I am saved. And those kinds of words make it seem terribly mechanical. Salvation, it seems to me, in the Christian vocabulary, needs to mean something like to be able, as Ole has suggested, to get outside of myself and become and grow up. That whole business of becoming a mature person. To leave behind some of the self-centeredness and selfishness that is part of our nature and follow in the way of, in our tradition, the way of Jesus, who poured out himself for the sake of others. And in that process, somehow finding life, finding newness, finding excitement, finding joy. It has more to do with that than it does, to me, with what happens to us after we die. It seems to me that other people, non-Christians, just as well as we do, have those kinds of born-again experiences. It's common to human beings. We name it a certain kind of thing, to be born again or to be converted, but it happens to other people as well. Sometimes I think that we Christians are just hung up on whether or not they name it a Christian experience. But they've moved from one place to another, perhaps momentarily or perhaps over a period of time, but they move in the same direction, the same process is going on, but we somehow want them to call it a Christian experience. I think we have to, at least for myself, I allow that to happen in my own mind as I think about the world. Other people's lives are changed just as mine has been changed, and I think it's a valid salvation experience.
Dr. Beach.
In regards to the question dealing with equality of religions,